Hello and welcome to this special show of Agenda. We come to you from the Global Entrepreneurship Summit at Hyderabad, and I have with me a large number of Indians from actually across the world, and I also have Virginia, who's in fact traveled 90 countries and tried to help women. In this particular Global Entrepreneurship Summit, where you have 1,500 delegates, we in fact have almost 500 from India and almost one-third of it from the US as well, and a huge contingent of Indian Americans actually coming in the US delegation that's being led by Ivanka Trump. From across 127 countries, you have 52% representation of women. That's the biggest ever for any GES. The 8th edition, therefore, very, very special. And that's why we have a good lineup of women entrepreneurs on this particular show. All of them Indians. I'm going to go to you first. You said you traveled across India. The challenges, perhaps, across the globe are very similar for women.
I'm Virginia Littlejohn from Quantum Leaps in the United States. We did a mapping of the ecosystem in India, and there were a number of issues around access to finance, access to markets, capacity building. Those are indeed global issues, but I think India is really making real strides in some of those areas, and this summit is a great way to start it.
Okay. Very often we do find, it's the IITs that seem to be bringing in that entrepreneurial spirit. And I have here many IITians who have turned entrepreneurs. Going across to you first. What is it about IIT that seems to distinguish them as, or they seem to very naturally become entrepreneurs? Is it an environment about the IITs?
Sure. So first of all, my name is Anjul Katare. I would like to share something very interesting, which I guess probably not many people know about IIT, and I can talk in particular about IIT Bombay. The culture inside is what we see is not. Okay? What I mean is that we are really being flourished there. We are really being flourished in an entrepreneurial way, at least in IIT Bombay, and I'm sure that's the case with most of the IITs. And the reason for my coming here was I have seen the .com boom. I started my career in around 96. Pretty much, I saw how things...
Yeah, go ahead.
Things went in, and then, that whole entrepreneurial journey actually started from the day one I started working. The reason was that the company was just 4 people company, and we made it big, right? And that just kept on going. The whole reason I wanted to come to attend this one is I'm seeing so much happening in India. I just want to correlate with what happened between 96 to 99, 21 years back, how things are shaping up. Actually, I'm talking to some of the entrepreneurs here. I want to basically give them what are the do's and what are don'ts. Actually, that's I think
you are a beginner. You are on that the beginning of that same cycle that he's talking about.
Right. I was just talking to one guy who's starting an education firm, and I just told him something that was like an eye opener for him, because that was something started 20 years back, did not work out. So that basically that's I think is what the correlation, what I would like to see what's going on, where I can invest in some of the companies. I've been running a successful company for last 17 years, and at the same time would like to give an advice wherever possible to not.
You are someone who's starting on that curve.
Yes. Yeah. So we've just started this month. So November is when we started Be Able Health. So it's a healthcare entrepreneurship company. So we are more targeting towards physiotherapy and redefining the whole thing. So we've come out of Center for Healthcare Entrepreneurship at IIT Hyderabad, which has a very unique program. It's a fellowship program which is nurturing us. And this event is where we are coming over to learn and interact with all entrepreneurs, and as just he was saying, we are here to ask questions and open our eyes to the real world right now.
Okay. The focus of this Entrepreneurial Summit 2017 is women. You don't believe you need an IIT degree to be an entrepreneur, for sure.
Well, since you started with that opening, I do want to say I have 6 degrees from London. My name is Shaila Rao Mistry, and my company is JCO. We're an aerospace company, and I also have STEM Institute that brings together the 4 segments of government, private sector, academia, and nonprofits. Brings them together to have a conversation of opening pathways of people working together
The reason I mentioned IITs was because, the talk is about going from being job seekers, even these, academically brilliant people, going from becoming job seekers to job creators. That journey, how does it happen? I mean, what is different in the environment? Probably you didn't grow up in India. You grew up outside the country.
I'm proud to say I was actually born in Hyderabad. I left as a baby. I grew up in Europe and in London, and now I live in California. And I do consider myself 100% pure Hyderabadi Telangana. So the challenge or the why we go into business is simple. We don't want to listen to other people tell us what to do. So we'd like to take charge, and it's the innovative spirit in us. And I heard you ask the question, why the summit? Why are we here? And what is the challenge for women? The challenge is that women want to do business with large companies, and we want a piece of that pie. We want a share and an opportunity to bid for that business. And I think as women, we somehow we don't have the same opportunities as men do. We end up at the back of the line. So I think a conversation needs to happen.
You're in a space like you said aerospace. She was in, you're talking about defense. These are very unusual areas. I mean, these are not, the stereotypes at least don't seem to fit in.
But the thing is,
I'm Sandhya Reddy from Canara Technologies. We are into the defense. We're supplying the power supplies to the missiles and all the defense companies. And also, I'm a vice president of a Confederation of Women Entrepreneurs.
So you do the mentoring also?
Oh yeah, a lot of mentoring, and we have around more than 1,000 members with us, and we have almost we covered most of the states in India. Now we are open to even the international, and this helps us in a lot of networking the women in all the states, and also especially this occasion, it helps because a lot of our women are participating, our association members, which will help in a lot of networking, and we're looking forward to this event, where all our members would get a lot of, help from the networking.
Avik, you also left India, 98 IIT batch, is it? What do you want to see happening in India now? He's expressed excitement about what the environment is looking like today.
Yeah, no, so I think a lot has changed from the time I left 20 years back. And being in the Valley, I think a lot of us are pampered, at least for the entrepreneur community. The ecosystem is amazing there. But that started to flourish in India. I think Prime Minister Modi has triggered a lot of these initiatives. I hope they all,
What specifically would you say?
No, the Startup India, Make in India, come in India, do business with India, all these things, right? I mean, earlier it used to be a kind of shut door back in the days, but then things opened up, and at some point this cross-border, India-US corridor, there are several other organizations like India-US Business Council. I mean, a lot of these organizations are promoting this cross-border flourishing, and there's stories and success stories that a lot of people have created in the last 20 years. Many of them have come back, or they have come back off and on, and share those knowledge and help this ecosystem grow. So I see only growth from here on for India. So
one side of the story is about people who have had great degrees and come from institutions like the IIT. But do these movements for entrepreneurship tend to be inclusive? Is there an opportunity for someone who's probably not gone to the best of colleges to start that?
Okay, so I'll first introduce myself, and I joined a few of our friends here. So I'm from IIT Madras, and I'm another, probably different in the sense I never took up a job. Out of college, I started my enterprise in '77. So a very old-time entrepreneur. Okay, and then I'm different from most people looking at entrepreneurship today because I'm in manufacturing. And the one thing that does make me feel a little kind of sad is that there's so much focus on the entrepreneurship in IT and startups and all that area, consultancy. But manufacturing is where there has to be much more focus because the jobs are there. So anyway, coming now to so with that in mind, many years back, we started Confederation of Women Entrepreneurs. By the way, in my manufacturing, we manufacture heaters, cables, and we have an engineering.
I think manufacturing is, in a sense, not such a sexy area as as you would say IT or
It's much more hard work. It's like ragdai hoti hai. That's the word for it. But then we went through all that, and 85% of our products are exported today. to about 40 countries across the world. Now,
From a place like this, GES, I mean, first time happening in this part of the world, what do you see youngsters looking for in something like this, or is it for people of across age groups, across?
yeah, I think the focus here has been more in IT and the young group, but I'm here to see and try and talk more about manufacturing, because there's a lot of funding available for the IT sector, startups of those kinds. And what the youngsters here, of course, everyone's
I'm
looking
going to
at.
ask him, what are you looking for? She spoke about starting an enterprise in 77.
Hi, I'm Manoj. I'm from the Center for Healthcare Entrepreneurship and I represent EmoCare. So, being millennial kids, we've just seen the best part of what entrepreneurship is offered in India. So, we've been in the age where Make in India, Digital India, all of it is seen. And just adding to that point, we've been chasing manufacturers. Being medical device companies, we're looking out to Shenzhen, we're looking out to Taiwan. We fail to identify the talent that happens.
Like this, what does it do for you?
So we're looking to network. So just after this talk, we're going to get hold of ma'am just to get to know what are the best practices in manufacturing, because as youngsters, we're not exposed to that, and that is what we're looking for. In such an event, we're looking for networking and to learn from other senior entrepreneurs.
We will come back with a lot more. Yes, many people very excited about what's happening at the GES and what the opportunities may be, not just in India, but globally. All that after a short break.
The Agenda, brought to you by Whirlpool Supreme Care, made in Europe, now in India.
Change is always better. It makes your life easy and interesting. Like these smooth and long-lasting telescopic slides and soft-close cabinet hinges from Link. Link, the mark of trust.
There's a new dessert in town. Introducing Kit Kat Dessert Delight. Know your breaks are never going to be the same again. So why don't you have a break? Have a Kit Kat.
From Nestle.
I have been waiting from very long, from days and months and so long, and waiting for just for one phone call to come and say, yes Nikhil, there is a kidney donor and we can get your transplant done. I'm waiting to get organ, but I'm ready to donate it myself.
Every night, the one show that separates fact from fiction.
If as an MP you didn't have permission, why did you go ahead?
If you whipped up the mob in the first place, then don't you share a responsibility for what the mob does?
This kind of reservation done on religious grounds is likely to inflame communal tension.
Is the government concerned about the rise in attacks on our Jawans that we've been seeing?
Is the point that the growth model in Gujarat has been much more targeted towards the corporate sector, towards industrialists, and the bottom half has got left behind?
Reality Check with Vikram Chandra and Srinivasan Jain. Monday to Thursday at 9:30 p.m. on NDTV 24/7.
जब ढांचा गिर गया, लोगों को लगा कि आज नहीं कल तो भव्य मंदिर का निर्माण हो।
अयोध्या को तो जेल खाना बना दिया गया है। हम लोग कैदी। यहाँ अयोध्या में एक कील जब गिरती है तो पूरे हिंदुस्तान में ठनकती है।
मंदिर बनवा देंगे, कोई भी पार्टी बनवा देती है तो अगले साल उनका चुनाव एजेंडा मतलब उनको लग रहा है खत्म हो जाएगा।
केंद्र में मोदी और प्रांत में जोगी। अब काम नहीं होगा तो कब होगा?
रामचरितमानस को जब याद किया जाता है तो विवाद का विषय नहीं होता।
India Matters, Thursday night at 10:30 on NDTV 24/7. Apply now for Smart 50, India's biggest startup contest. The top 50 startups will get 4 lakhs funding each and will be mentored by the best in the business. So apply now.
Taste करें? अब आपके साथ है पावरफुल नई फोर्ड एको स्पोर्ट जो बनाए हर ड्राइव फन ड्राइव। फोर्ड, कुछ अलग सी फैमिली वाली फीलिंग।
Welcome back to the special show of Agenda, coming to you from Hyderabad from the Global Entrepreneurship Summit. Who makes an entrepreneur? How to turn from a nation of job seekers to a nation of job creators? What are your, straight away, what are your tips to how should you become an entrepreneur?
I think you fall into it. You have a desire to innovate. You have a desire to build something. And then once you get into it, you want to create jobs like manufacturing. Manufacturing is not a sexy field, but you're creating jobs. That's the heart of the economy. If you don't have a lemonade stand, you don't sell lemonade, there is no business. So that's the same concept for any kind of entrepreneurship.
Yeah, as she said, it's a desire. It's something that you want to bring to the world, right? You want to remain hungry, you want to remain foolish, but at the same time you want to bring something. And it's something eternal. It's something basically you just cannot cannot get it. You need to get a kick out of it, that you are doing something, you're bringing in something. Regarding the entrepreneurship, I would like to mention one very important point. I've been running a successful company for last 17 years. We got around 250 plus people. In some of the remote areas like Bhilai, we have an office and we have a very good, we have zero attrition. One thing I will just tell, there is a fine line. There is absolutely fine line, for the entrepreneur. If you are an entrepreneur, you want to work above that line, not below the line. And that line is an execution line and an operational line. You don't want to get basically being buried in the operational line. You want to work in the execution line. You want to look at, because your position is a very lonely position. Okay, there's no one to help you. You have to find out your own way. Otherwise, everybody will become entrepreneur. Right? So you want to focus on that execution line and operation. Hire an accountant, hire an HR, hire all these people who will help you, support you. Don't try to do everything by yourself. Only focus on what you are good at and what is your core area. You will be successful. Thank you.
Yes, you wanted to say, focus on women. How do we help?
Yeah, most of the Indian women, 75% are need makes them do entrepreneurship. So that is, and again the women reinvest their profit on the society, that too on the family. Mostly,
and therefore so important that women become business.
Yeah. Mostly they invest on the education, property, and when the family is grown, the society itself is grown. Society grows, the country is grown. So better to
comes from there. Absolutely, what the theme of the conference is. You wanted to say, ma'am.
Oh, I'm sorry, I lost it.
I think what I'd like to talk about is the role of associations of women business owners to build capacity, to raise the bar, to train people on the things they need. Shaila and I are both very active in the National Association of Women Business Owners in the United States, which has existed for 42 years now.
So that networking and that hand-holding, would you say, is necessary?
Yes, and raising the bar, teaching you that the sky is the limit. And India has done extremely important work with the Confederation of Women Entrepreneurs in India, starting in Hyderabad. And they've built on that same kind of model now in 10 cities around the country.
And you are reaching out to women in different sectors. It's not necessarily the people who are going to the IITs.
Yes, we are into the varied sector in all our women, right from the service sector to the manufacturing sector to the consultancy, in the various, it's a varied sector. And people are able to, through networking, whatever they want, they're getting it through this network, and it is very easy because they know the person, and it is very easy to interact with them and know about their product, and it is easy to collaborate with them and do business with them. So that is what
you were saying. Tips for what not to do.
A couple of things I learned along the way, and two things maybe I can highlight. One is don't try to do everything by yourself. Look for a co-founder. Instead of owning the pie, grow the pie. Join hands and grow the pie. I think that's very important, and having that open mind to do that. The other thing I would say is, a lot of the entrepreneurs, at least from the space that we work, are engineers by background. So they get too bogged down into the product, right? Fine-tuning it till the very end. But I think the parallel route of growing the business, creating the market, opening up the pipeline is also very important. So by the time that's flourishing, the product is also getting ready and they meet at some point. So do both together.
And how important is the government's role? I mean, all of you are talking about proactive governments.
In speaking with my colleagues, I'm fellow entrepreneurs, I'm seeing that they're saying the same things that women in the USA are saying, or women business owners, period. We need the government to support us. And sometimes we need the government to support us by stepping out of the way. We need less regulation so that we can do the business of manufacturing, creating jobs, and bringing a product, growing the GNP. That's what entrepreneurs do. We grow the GNP. So I'm seeing on both sides, on both continents, that we need that kind of government understanding, either in supporting us, in aiding us in our mission, or to step aside so we can do what it is that we do very well.
So all of you must be looking at what the government is doing very carefully. What are they doing right and what are they doing wrong?
Actually, I think the Indian government is doing a lot to promote women entrepreneurs. The gap is everyone's not really aware of it. And that's where we, Confederation of Women Entrepreneurs, we try to fit in that. Bring the awareness and also bring the facility down to them. Bring them. There are many schemes, and if you avail of them, you really can grow. But we facilitate bringing it to them. Reaching out to them. And the other thing, what he spoke about are entrepreneurs with the DNA of entrepreneurship. But then we believe that entrepreneurs also come up. Many come need-based, like you know. Yeah, and also they have the skills, multitasking, and so they can do it. But they always tend to limit themselves. They stop at a certain point. So that's another thing that we want to, tell them how they can scale up.
It's a socio-cultural mindset or what?
Socio-cultural, they tend to, as you grow, you just start thinking that, this is how far only you can go. They don't recognize their own potential. So the first thing we start off is to tell them what your potential is. And then the next thing is to give the opportunities. And then what he said, you have a co-founder. So, when we do these entrepreneurial development programs, we find so many of them who found a partner. They have a common project in mind, or they decide on a common, and 2-3 of them join up and start. There have been quite a few of our members who came in to do the entrepreneurial development program, together started some small enterprise. There are many who have scaled up because they've gotten exposure and like WeConnect. We went for a WeConnect program in China, and that exposure scaled them up massive. One of them is here, who's really grown from there. Okay. A member who joined us 4 months before the WeConnect, and today she is probably one of the best entrepreneurs one can talk about.
Very fascinating insights.
Could I just add, access to markets is a really important issue, and WeConnect provides access to corporate markets. Access to international trade is enormously important. The ITC, the International Trade Center, is facilitating that through their She Trades Global, and a huge market, $13 trillion globally, is access to public procurement, which women business owners get less than 1% of now. So access to markets is enormously important.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Fascinating talking to you. Yes, come.
So, we have now, IKEA and other, Amazon coming up in Hyderabad, and, we have so much of potential in Hyderabad that, we want more and more women to take up the entrepreneurs and they take the advantage of the big companies in Hyderabad. Thank you so much.
Yes, reach out for your full potential. That's the message from these successful entrepreneurs. Different age groups, but very similar in spirit. That's it then on this special show. Thanks so much for watching.
The Agenda, brought to you by Whirlpool Supreme Care, made in